I'm looking at the artwork of the incredible Lucy Barritt with her friend Kris Oxland. The new George Street, Plymouth, raising money for senile dementia or dementia.
Hello, my name is Lucy.
And what's this exhibition all about?
Well, this is all about my work that I've been producing for a couple of years now. I've been all around the world. I've been to Australia, Vietnam, Thailand, and I've been painting as I've been going. I hooked up with Emma from Moments Cafe, and she said, well, do you want to do an exhibition here and donate some of the profits to charity? And I was like, absolutely. So
what did you, when you went travelling, where did you actually go to?
So I spent 6 months in Southeast Asia, 3 months in Thailand, 3 months in Vietnam, and then a year in Australia. I lived and worked in Australia, and the whole time I was painting and sort of capturing everything that I was seeing, basically. It had a big influence on my work.
When did you do that?
I left Australia December last year, so December 2017. So the past 18 months before that, that's when I was...
And what was Thailand like?
Thailand was amazing. It was just mind-boggling. I absolutely adore Thailand, and I want to live there and spend all my time there. I love it. So
how did you manage to travel with all your paintings?
With difficulty, actually. It was quite hard. I had a tiny sketchbook about this big, and I just every week or so I'd start a new painting, and I've still got that sketchbook now. It's kind of a prized possession of mine. So, but I had a little watercolour set about this big, and then as I was travelling around the world, I'd gather more and more things together. So my bag was getting heavier and heavier. It was all paints and paintbrushes and things. So
how long were you travelling for?
18 months altogether. Yeah. All in all.
Was there much in the planning?
No, I mean, I literally just booked a ticket to Bangkok, and I was like, right, I'm going to go, and I didn't book a return.
One night in Bangkok?
No, it wasn't one. It was about 7 actually in the end. But yeah, so I just left, and then.
It's your first song there, by the way, Kris.
Yeah. One night in Bangkok. I love that song.
Yeah,
so it wasn't planned. I just kind of went with it and went with the flow, and loads of things happened, and it was the most incredible journey of my life. I've never ever, and it changed me as a person. So
it does, because you broaden yourself out and you get a life.
Yeah.
Everybody needs life experience before it can be opinionated towards anything else.
Well, I think so, yeah, and I think it actually makes you realise how little you know, which also is quite humbling. I think, you know, you have all these opinions about the world, but you've never been in it, and then you go to the world and you're like, oh wow, I know nothing, you know, like I really...
So you realise that people across the world want to get on, it's politicians that cause the friction.
Oh yeah, I mean, they saved my life. Vietnamese people, I had bike problems, and I'd never met them before, and they got me a new bike and all of this stuff, and I'd never met them, and I'd never see them again, but they were the most wonderful people, you know, and it was a true adventure.
Well, let's talk about your art now.
Yeah, so I've got a few paintings up here. These are the ones I actually did in Australia. This is one of the, this is the first one I did in the technique that I have actually come up with myself. Don't know anyone else is doing it. So it's a bleach mixed media piece with acrylic paint and chalk, and so I moved on to this one. So I call them Adam and Eve because they were the first. Yeah. So this is Eve. She's got more feminine.
Is that one Pinch Me Tight?
Sorry.
Is that Pinch Me Tight?
Yeah, yeah. So this is.
Have you heard that song, Adam and Eve and Pinch Me Tight?
No, I haven't.
To bathe. Adam and Eve got saved. No, Adam and Eve drowned. Who do you think was saved? Pinch Me Tight.
Oh, no, I don't know that one. No, it sounds, no, Adam, Eve and Steve or something.
Right, okay,
yeah, and this one's Steve.
Steve,
yeah, no, this isn't Steve. This is a man called Terence McKenna, and he was an incredible influence on me. He has been for a decade now. He does talks, they're all on the internet. He unfortunately died in 2000, but this is sort of my ode to him and how much he's influenced me in the way I think.
Yeah.
It's got the I Ching here. He was a big fan of the I Ching.
How did you develop your style?
I sort of just came up with it overnight. It was a bit of a eureka moment, and I was like, right, I know how to do all of these things.
It's amazing the faces that you suddenly see in there.
Yeah,
I mean, start looking into it before you see it.
There's a lot of detail in there, and it took a long time. It took a very long time, but I'm really happy with it.
And you got an art background?
Yeah, I did fine art at university, so I've got.
How did you find it?
Well, actually, it kind of made me a little bit despondent towards the art world, because I didn't really enjoy the way it was, the process of it really. It was too structured, and I think it was a brief, and I think that I wasn't ready for it. I was too young. I wasn't ready to take on my own responsibility, and if I could do it now, I'd do it now, you know, and I would do really well. I think so, and it's a canon of art that you have to kind of abide by, and you have to do it this way and that way. Whereas I think that art is changing. I think art is changing a lot. It's becoming more available for people, and I think that's a really good thing, because the actual fine art canon is so distant from everyone. So only artists are seeing it. It's like an echo chamber, you know. I think anyway. And so unless you're interested, or you're not getting anything from it, you're just talking to the same people over and over again.
Pushing boundaries. Everything in life is so competitive now.
Yeah.
The art, the film industry.
Everything is, yeah.
Photography. It's so competitive that you actually got to be pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
Or being more energetic.
Yeah. And I think
more in than anybody else.
Yeah, and I think as well, like, that competitiveness can put artists off, because artists they're not lazy as such, but they're very sort of relaxed and like, you know, I don't want to fight with anyone. I just want to make some art, and it's very. Yeah, exactly. You can't have creativity and the business side. It's really hard, and I'm learning that at the moment. That's my. I can't do it, but I'm trying to do it. So it's a hard balance between creating and selling, and this is where, and I'm very new to it all, so I'm just sort of doing my best at the moment. So yeah.
Photography as well?
No, I mean, I've done bits of photography. I like photography. I like taking photographs, but it's not something that I'm more of a painter and an illustrator. That's where my passion lies, because I want to capture things from inside the head rather than things outside. You know, it's about what's going on here, and my main aspect, my main theme is that consciousness is a thing. Consciousness is real. It's more real than. Well,
everybody is organic, so everybody's version of reality is different.
Yeah, but underlying it all, there's this as Jung calls it, the collective unconscious, and so that's where my new work is kind of going towards. Yeah, I'll show it if you like. So there's the idea that there is a collective unconscious, and that the stories that every culture tells, you know, and if you trace back those stories, it's because it's within us all. The consciousness creates archetypes, it creates metaphors, and we live by those metaphors. And so I've started doing this series of there's basically 7 stories in the world. I don't know if anyone's heard of this, but it's a story. The first one is like overcoming the monster, and so you've got Jekyll and Hyde, Dracula's castle, Beowulf, Medusa, Hansel and Gretel, War of the Worlds, and so all of these stories throughout history have been told again and again, and it's all about overcoming the monster. The second one here is The Quest. So this is not finished, it needs to be painted, but we've got Jack and the Beanstalk, we've got The Land Before Time, we've got Gilgamesh and Jason and the Golden Fleece and Lord of the Rings and Star Trek and Close Encounters. It's all about the quest to whatever, everyone's, you know, this quest. And the rest of them are sort of comedy, tragedy, Voyage and Return, Rebirth, and Rags to Riches. And they are the 7 stories. Every other story is based around, and if you look at all cultures throughout time, they all tell the same stories. So I'm trying to make these collective pieces about archetypes and stories, and so everyone will find something in it, and I think everyone has that collective knowledge, and we're all told it from a young age. So, and this one here, this one isn't actually part of the series. This was the first one I did, and it's all about, it's basically me practicing painting perspective on a globe, because I'd never done that before. So it's called Carnival of the Mind. It was based on a dream that I had. I had a dream about a volcano, and so I went from there. So it's kind of, and that's why it's all about sort of what's going on in the head. Yeah. And I think there is a kind of carnival. I think it's if we're going to put our consciousness into any aspect, I think it would be like a circus. You know, you've got things going on over here, and woojumaflops flipping over there, and woojumaflops, that's what they are. So, and I think that's why I sort of put that together. So that's.
So how long does it take you to do a piece of work?
That one would, I don't know, maybe 40 hours, something like that. Yeah. I guess, you know, the one over here, which is not finished, but this one it's not finished because it takes so long. This one has got about 50 hours in it already, at least. So there's a long way to go on that. Well, actually, there isn't a long way to go. There's a long way been on it. So I want to finish that one and get some t-shirts and things of that. So yeah, so...
How long have you been producing the t-shirts?
2 weeks. 1 week, yeah, like they're completely new to me.
And they're very high quality, aren't they?
Yes, they are. I've also got my own. There we go. There's one of them.
Start on, Kris.
Yeah, no, hey. And there's quite a selection over here. So each one has got its own hand-printed logo that I've made up. That's my logo.
Nice.
And so there's girls, there's men, there's boys, and they've all got different patterns and drawings and things on. So
how can people buy one?
If you want to pop onto my website, it's www.lucyhannahbarritt.com, or add me on Facebook. Find me on Facebook. My name, well, I've got a page, Lucy Hannah Barritt Art, so you can contact me through there. I'm currently in the process of setting up a shop on my website. As soon as that's live, you can order straight from the website. Until then, just contact me and place an order, and we can sort that out for you. I can ship all over the world, no problem. And I'll give you a bespoke piece as well if you're interested. So,
what's this charity that you're fundraising for?
So we are currently in Moments Cafe, which is in Plymouth. The charity supports people in the southwest who have got dementia or Alzheimer's or any kind of degenerative brain disease. And the cafe is a centre for people in the area who can come and they can drink, and they do workshops here. The space is available for rent, just as I'm doing at the moment. And the actual charity that it's associated with is called Memory Matters, and that's a local charity started by Kate and Laura. So they're all over the internet in the southwest. So they're doing amazing work, and come to the cafe because it's beautiful and they do great food and they do amazing coffee.
Next to Smith's,
next to opposite Poundland, next to Waterstones on New George Street in Plymouth. So come along and see what they're doing. They're doing stuff all the time. So come and join in and see what's going on.
Right, thanks, Lauren.
All right, thank you, Kris. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Kris. Thanks to Lucy Barritt and Kris Oxland. You can find them on Facebook and also through the websites mentioned here. This has been a Kris Summerfield video 2018. You can contact me at ccsphoto12@hotmail.com, and if you can help to sponsor my videos, you can PayPal me at ccshoto1@gmail.com. Thanks for watching the video.